Hello, welcome to Tales from the Shed.
Tales from the Shed.
I'm not sure what we're going to call this. Yeah, but
But-
no, but
yeah, but
yeah,
no, but- yeah, but no, but.
but.
Yeah, because I think we started this. We started this a few weeks ago when we heard somebody talking at International Women's Day event, and she was great. She was inspirational, all the rest of it, and she was saying that what she was kind of fed up with, or what she'd had throughout her career, people kind of give her a compliment, but then they kind of go, "But, oh, you're really impressive, but," or "You're a woman," or "You're really this, but." And so we were kind of having this musing about that word, but. And I remember I did a course called the ISA Experience many years ago, and they used the example of, if you say the girl is beautiful but tall, you're kind of negating the beautiful. And their suggestion was, if you change the but to an and, the girl is beautiful and tall, then both those qualities come together. So we were having a bit of a muse about but and.
I think that's really fascinating because it almost gives you your choice. I don't like tall people. Do you know what I mean? But we're just describing, and I think it is really interesting. And I was also thinking, just as you're speaking, how we do that to ourselves. I mean, we do it to other people a lot, and then there's people that do it to other people for a lot, and then there's people that say you're only speaking about other people because you're looking at yourself. But don't we do that to ourselves? You know, I we put it down, don't we?
If only I could, but
only I could,
can't.
But I can't. Or I look all right, but you never actually.
We have a lot. We have a lot of those conversations.
We do.
Yeah. You look in the mirror, you say, and how is it often we do kind of judge ourselves every day.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like, even when you look in the mirror, you're saying, "I'm looking quite good today." And it's almost like, but it would be better if,
But it would be if only I could.
If only my skin looked 20, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. Yeah.
That's true. And I think it's the and. It's like one of those habits, isn't it?
I look beautiful today. And I'm old.
60.
Yeah, and I'm 65, whatever. I look beautiful today and I've got wrinkles. It's not I look beautiful today, but I've got wrinkles.
Or all things considered, or however you wrap the butt up.
Yeah.
It's kind of inclusive and including all of yourself, isn't it? I think that's really interesting how we do it. And I bet we don't realise how much we do it.
And how often could you do that? Because do you do it with other people? Do you do it with your children? Do you do it with your family?
I've seen people do it a lot with children.
Yeah.
You're going to school, but you've fallen over, or but you've and I think there are people that aren't very kind to their children, and I'm not talking about bad, but I'm just saying they're not, they push them. But then there's others who almost want to make them so good. They keep using the but to improve them. So it's a misuse.
You've done that really well, but it would be better if you did this.
Yeah.
And you don't see how undermining that is.
No. And do you know what I saw?
It's like, is it the shit sandwich? You say something nice, you have something crap, and then you say something nice again.
I can remember
and shit sticks more than the bread.
Let's not do that. But now I can remember my sister-in-law, and the child was only 3. She was a brilliant artist. She was really clever, and all the family were. And the child was only 3, and I have a drawing age of 4, so I can only do stick pen. I really can't draw very well at all. And this 3-year-old had drawn a horse, and it was a horse. It wasn't an oval and an oval and 4 legs. It was a horse, and it had it. It was clearly a horse. And she said, "Mummy, look what I've drawn." And she said, "It looks slightly towards the donkey side." Its face should be tiny bit more shaped here, and that should be more shaped.
Why the wrong face?
I can remember just almost crying because the little girl looked a bit sad. And I was thinking, I couldn't have told you what would have changed that, because I just don't have that visual sort of memory, the visual look. But I think we do it. But like you say, but. There we go. We go to the but all the time.
Yeah.
And I think saying what you mean, or saying that truth and just leaving it there is a very interesting. Do we want to be negative?
Yeah.
Do we need to be
Do we need
self-effacing?
to? Yeah.
Do we say, I don't look bad for my age? Oh, that sounds arrogant. Is it?
Oh, let's not even think that it sounds arrogant. You know, it's like because we're judging ourselves then, aren't we? Yeah.
Does it come from the childhood where your mum's put you down or someone's put you down?
Don't be boastful.
Don't be boastful. Don't be
full of
big.
yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's interesting for me, kind of when working a lot in academia, and what but transmutes into is however. Because what I thought was interesting about however, and I remember my I think it might be my English teacher right back, you know, at A-level time, who said he went absolutely postal, you know, in that sense, whenever you put however in, because he says what it's saying is, I've just made this really good point, however, so what I'm about to do is just negate everything I've said. And I've noticed how, but when we kind of feel we have to be a bit, you know, more academic about it, we say however. Oh, that's really great, however. So watch the howevers as well. And if you go back to whatever piece of writing, because you're not going to really say however when you're talking, but you do use it when you're writing.
Yeah. And
if you go back to text, and I'm the same a bit now, I'm a bit of a hard ass about however in students' essays, and I say you're allowed one. You can have one, but do remember, and then go back to that sentence, and how would it look if you just took the however out? Just make it another sentence, even if it's like, you know, this is what's kind of going on, and then start the next sentence. But when you say however, you are
really negating what you're saying.
so it's the same with but, isn't it? But it's a more speaking thing.
But it's a lack of self-belief. I've given you this thought that I had, or this observation.
Yeah.
But in case it's all rubbish,
however,
I'm just going to put a rider on that, or something like that. And that is interesting. How much do we self-limit? How much we're self-limiting, and the but is not just self-limiting, it's limiting other people shining in our eyes as well. That's
right. So I think there's two things to just have a bit of an awareness about, is how often do we say but?
How often do we say
but is never a good, it's never going to be a good thing. It's never going to say you're looking a bit rubbish, but I think you look great.
I'm sorry, but what comes to mind is, you know, those sentences, I'm not racist, but and whatever happens next,
you know,
it's not going to be
that's where it's going.
I don't mean to be rude, but
I'm not affected. But
whatever you say now is just going to be terrible. And I think when you say but, always think of these dreadful examples. Because I don't mean to be rude, but, and you know the next thing that comes out of their mouth is going to be totally rude. But I think it's, I'm not looking bad, but you know what comes out is not going to be a bad good, and I think that's
so
very
try that. Try changing the but to an and. You might, you know, at the beginning, like there is this word but and, because you start saying but and then change it to an and. But anyway, just see how it goes. How many times do you say but when you're talking about yourself? And when you read something and you see that however, just think, do you know, would it be better if we just took that out?
My dad used to say goat's butt. So maybe we should think of something like that. It's like goat's butt, we don't.
So try that one.
So try that one.